Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hot Tub Podcast, episode 4. Woo!
Funny story, just to start off rip, we were recording the episode about 2 minutes ago, and Discord just fucking exploded.
Yeah, no,
and
Discord
stopped
literally
recording.
just imploded from the inside out. So, just to reiterate again, not again, but you know what I mean. So, it's just me and Nate for this episode. Ian is doing stuff. He's just doing stuff, and then Brett just didn't want to record this episode, which is fine. You know, we're chilling. And then, sorry for the late upload last week. We're trying to make the recordings the best that we possibly can because we don't want to give you guys garbage. And we didn't like what we recorded, so we just kind of scrapped it. And here we are this week, back and ready to be on the grind again. So yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Last week is school before Christmas break. It's going to be hype.
Yeah, and it's weird because, like, I want there to be, like, I expect, and that's not that I expect, like, I think that it's more stressful than it actually is, because, like, earlier today I was, like, planning out my week. I'm like, alright, so what's going on? I'm like, I literally have a test on Tuesday, which is fine because I have like video guides for both reviews.
Also,
So
it's just...
yeah, literally it's easy as shit. And then I have nothing else. Like, I have some homework for, like, AP Lit, but other than that, it's literally nothing.
No, I had to write an essay earlier today
struggling.
for Monday that we're doing peer reviews on, and then I have to take a test on that essay that I wrote. Or, not on the road, but the book that we're writing the essay off of. And then I'm pretty sure that's it for the rest of the week. So it's going to be a fun week. Also, news regarding us. This Friday, at my house, I'm hosting a Christmas party for me and all my friends, and it's going to be awesome. And we are going to do the first ever Hot Tub Podcast episode with all of us in the room. It's going to be hype. And maybe
We're
a wild
still
Tyler will be
figuring
there.
out the details for it.
But it's most likely going to happen, and I'm super excited for it. I can't wait. That was the original plan to have it in one collective space, but that just didn't turn out to be that way. So, you know what? We chillin'. So, the topic that we're going to kind of go with for a little bit is school now, and what was it like during COVID? And how is it different?
Yeah, because it definitely was.
A lot better.
I will literally, it's like one of those things. I will never forget the moment that everything just started fucking just crumbling down. It was the most bizarre, like, out-of-body experience thing ever.
Well, it was weird, though, because I remember it was me, you, and Maverick. It was the day that all our programs got canceled. We were like, you know what? We're going to see you guys in 2 weeks. It's going to be perfectly fine. A year and a half later, we were like, hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, no. I remember exactly where I was when World Championships got canceled. 'Cause I remember we were at the pit band rehearsal.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there, and Bill hears, like, gets like a text. He either got a text or some alert on his phone of something, and he was like, "Worlds just got canceled," and everyone was dead silent, because everyone was so confused and, like, awestruck by the situation itself.
Yeah.
That it was so jarring, and then, like, the whole rest of that day was just like a fever dream.
But it's not like it was something that you could just, be like, yeah, you could just brush it off your shoulder, like.
Yeah, no, you couldn't do just, like, out of sight, out of mind, because it was everywhere. Like, it was and it was even worse because, like, we had school the day after. Like, it was on a Thursday when shit hit the fan, and then we still had that Friday, and everyone, it was like a fucking, it was like a graveyard.
For some minor, for some minute details, I guess you could say. So, I don't know if we talked about this earlier or not. I'm pretty sure we did. So, myself, Nate, Brett are in marching band along with some of our other friends. And we obviously do winter programs based off that. So, like, Nate, Maverick, and Brett do winter drumline. But the COVID year, Nate was part of a winds group, which is kind of like just not drumline, if you can understand that. I know most people don't. And you kind of work your ass off for a very long time, like just hours and hours of preparation and work, and it was really devastating to all of us because it got taken away. Because it was like hours of our lives that we couldn't get back. I remember Brett was really upset about it. I was too.
Well,
But
plus, I mean, it was like a whole, because you spend from like December to like, what is it, like April?
May.
Well, not May. Usually like at very end of April. But you spend a very, very big chunk of time developing this product that is constantly changing, it's constantly growing. And it was like right at like the final quarter part of both of our seasons that it
Yeah.
was just poof,
Like
like
we got our
not a
first
single scrap of anything was left. It was just gone without a trace.
Yeah. And then they said school was gonna get canceled for 2 weeks, so they could deep clean the school and make sure there was no COVID. Then the numbers went up dramatically in Michigan, and then the entire state got shut down for 3.5 months. I remember the day that I saw Nate last, or first after the whole COVID situation happened. We went bike riding. He's like, "What's up, stranger?" And I'm like, "What's up, bro?" It was a
Yeah.
strange time.
It was so bizarre because like, even thinking back, because I remember talking about it jokingly, yeah, but it ended up we literally had a 6 month summer. We
Yeah,
had 6 months of break because it was from March 13th till the end of summer. It was literally 6 full months of nothing, which is so bizarre because that sounds awesome, but it was like
for the
the
first
fact,
2 weeks, it was awesome.
but then we were stuck and the world was asleep and we couldn't do anything. And it was just
Yeah.
like it slowly just sunk in, and then it was just nothing.
It got really
It-
bad for me really fast because as soon as the virus hit the United States, because when it hit the United States, it hit hard, like real hard. My mom is a pediatric nurse at a Beaumont facility, so she got COVID really early on. So I was segregated when people were like still like going and hanging out when the 2 weeks. I remember that because I texted Nate. I was like, "Hey, I can't hang out with you guys anymore. My mom just got COVID, and I was stuck inside my house for a month and a half, and I couldn't get out." And by the time my mom was stopped being sick, the world was even more apart than it was when my mom got sick. It just sucked.
yeah, it was so bizarre. Like like even now, thinking back then, like it's so surreal, even thinking about that idea and the fact that like it happened and all of like the whole like domino effect is just so fucking crazy to think about.
No, it's weird to think about that we lived through a piece of history. Like in like 10 years, they're gonna be learning about what happened in 2020.
Well, even through this year too.
This year
I
is
have
not. This year isn't as bad as.
Well, I think this year was like the downslope from like the whole like thing.
Oh yeah, no. This
Not,
is
not even like
this is
not
the
even
lasting
like
effects
case
of it.
not even like case wise, like just like the whole I am reluctant to say like phenomenon, but the whole like thing. Like this was like a chunk of time and
Yeah.
this is the end of its time. Now obviously it's not going away, but like it's gonna be in the rear view
Yeah.
come like January,
I,
February,
s- I
March.
said
Like
it.
this
I said it a
spring,
very
I
long
think will
time
be.
ago, and I'll continue to say it now. The COVID's just gonna turn into the flu eventually. Like, not saying it is the flu, and like you should still wear masks, you should still get vaccinated, all that great stuff. But it's just gonna turn into one of those things like, oh yeah, you're gonna go get your booster, and then you're gonna be fine. I'm gonna give you some gummy vitamins and some flowers, and you're gonna be fine in a few days.
Yeah.
But
No,
it's the people who aren't acting upon like the vaccine that we know works. Like I'm fully vaccinated, Nate is, all of our friends are, and we still like go about using proper COVID stuff. Just the etiquette, whatever. Like if someone's uncomfortable, you just put on a mask. We still wear masks at school, stuff like that. But it's gonna take time for people to stop being dumb. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I feel like those people aren't gonna catch on. Like I feel like there's people on either sides of the coin that are crazy about it both ways.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
I'm
no,
not
for sure.
saying that. I'm not saying to not be like
Vigilant.
vigilant.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like there's people that are fucking crazy, like freaked out about this. And especially, I mean, like, sure, when shit first hit the fan, like it was bad. But like now it's, I mean, obviously there's still shit in place and obviously you're gonna follow it and whatever, but like there's still people that are just like so fucking freaked out. And it's like unless you're like extremely at risk, but like even then, I presumably you're vaccinated. I mean, and obviously it doesn't make you made of iron, but like still, I mean, people need to just learn to take a breath. And it's not the
Yeah.
end of the world. We've gone through the peak of it. It's not the end of the world.
I remember it was last year around sometime. It was I think it was when school got back in session. It was like September when the cases started to get bad again, but we were still full online.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Hey, we're getting the same cases that we used to, except it's like it's not as bad anymore." Because we didn't know how to react then, but we knew then, so we were just like, okay, we're just gonna. I remember they were threatening another quarantine in Michigan for a little bit, and we were all like, "Don't do that, don't
Yeah.
do that."
Yeah, I remember the first day of school that we had last year when it was online. I vividly, it's like it's one of those things that you it's like March 13th. I remember that day. I remember the first day of school having to be online. And
Yeah,
after the school day was over, my mom had gotten home. My dad was working from home, is still working from home, but was home regardless. And they're like, "How was school?" I'm like, "This is not good." I'm like, "This is not gonna
and
last."
it's funny that you say that because the whole online school thing that really affected people. Like,
Oh,
not
for
even
sure.
just academically. Like, we're just dumber now. Like, the people who stayed smart or the people who did their work and got it done stayed the same. Like, our group stayed the same because we just did what we were supposed to do. The people that didn't just got dumb.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there's tons of people that we know, and I know there's people out there that, I mean, they like fell off. Like this totally threw it out. I mean, because kids need that structure, especially kids that are from like not so well put together homes, like people that have
Also, like,
hard.
little kids who, like, need that infrastructure to, like, figure out who they are. The whole point
Yeah.
of younger grades.
Well, and especially like the whole thing with kids in general. Kids need discipline. I mean, you're gonna tell a kid, hey, click on this link, join this class, and then do this work while you're sitting at home with this, that, and the other thing right around you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do that. Even kids our age, but especially younger kids, you can't. I mean,
I mean, like, what are you
that
gonna do?
doesn't
Yell at them
equate.
for not doing something they don't know what they're supposed to be doing?
That too. I mean, the whole layout change of how classes are to be run. I mean, that was already enough with Schoology and Google Classroom and all the whole different like the distribution of work, the whole like I mean the whole electronic formatting shit. I mean kids that obviously kids our age were able to grab onto it because we can, but kids that couldn't, I mean, and not even to mention kids that are like mentally disabled. I mean, my mom works in special ed, and I mean, it broke her heart to see especially the kids she teaches are in not in the best living situations, to say the least, at all.
Yeah.
And not to mention they're learning disabled, so I mean, they floundered at that change. I mean, it was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's. But apart from, like, all the sad, not even sadness, just like depressingness that came from along with the online school, I feel like it gave. It's kind of like the dual enrollment program they offer at our school. How you can go to college for like 4 hours of the day and then go to like regular high school classes to like still graduate. I
Yeah.
feel like it made kids broaden their horizons more. Like, the kids who did their work during COVID grew up fast.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, our group did that. We grew up hella quick.
Well, it's because we had to. I mean, we got thrown into the fire. Like we had to get wise, or we were just gonna fall behind. Like we had to figure out shit for ourselves because, I mean, the generation before us are not the tech savvy kind. But it was mostly us that was putting the parts together. The teachers were just given the parts by the powers that be. Which I
Yeah.
mean, not and that wasn't even I wouldn't even bring that up. The teachers and faculty, and people that teach in any caliber, I mean that shook their shit. Especially older teachers or ones that have been around the block for a very very long time, and then all of a sudden, hey, here's everything you've been doing for 35 years. Let's change it in every single aspect, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, like it shook the world to its core, even outside of education. But I mean,
I feel like education got the biggest blunt of it.
I
Not
mean,
not
because
try, not trying to bias people who have gone through hardships due to that with their families or anything. I 100% get it. Like, hats off to you for being able to walk the street and be like, hey, I did this. Hats off to you. Round of applause to you. But education, man, education and health workers, you have my heart.
well, yeah, I mean, because I mean, education, especially obviously health workers, but education, it's one of those things. I mean, it's been a thing for centuries, and it's been the same thing for centuries, and that's, I mean, that whole thing is another conversation. But like the fact it's been the same thing for so long because it works. So when you take this thing that's been so long developed and then you just literally totally flip it around. I mean, obviously, case in point, 2020. I mean, that was a fucking. You want to talk about a roller coaster? I mean, if you went back to me, I remember in December of 2019, Maverick told me about COVID when it broke out in Wuhan, and I vividly remember telling him, dude, I remember when people were freaking out about Ebola, just out of sight, out of mind. It's not gonna go anywhere. Literally, I remember telling him it's not going to go anywhere. Stop reading up on the news. That's bad for your health, which I still think is a thing. I think watching the news is not good for you, but that's another conversation to be had. But again, for that, like I vividly remember that conversation, and then for the way that 2020 went, I mean, like holy shit! If I could go back and just like talk to me back then, I would laugh in my own face, and I wouldn't even wonder why. I mean, shit, could you try to explain 2020 to the past, like you, or past anybody for that matter?
No, I don't think I'd
I
want to
mean,
talk to the past me personally.
but I mean, regardless of that, I mean, no one would believe you. I mean, it's such a fucking crazy thing to have happened. No one would believe you if you try to explain to them what happened.
Yeah, and it's
And
weird.
just like how the whole world has changed, good and bad, because there's been good developments from this whole era. But I
It,
mean,
it,
like it's just such a big thing to unpack. I mean, it's nuts.
it's kind of weird though because I'm not really angry about the way people chose to act upon the whole COVID situation. I'm more angry the fact that the time that I missed out on being happy.
Oh my, yeah, of
Like
course.
like
I
the
mean,
the, the time that I missed out, I could have spent more time with my brother going to the park or spend more time riding my bike instead of being inside or just think about what would have happened if 2020. I always think about this. I always do. I was talking to my father about this a few days ago. What would you be now if 2020 didn't happen?
I have no idea
Like
because so many things. I mean, before 2020 happened, I was going to be a teacher. I was going to go to be a teacher. With the whole thing of 2020 changed my outlook on teaching tenfold. That got me woke to how the actual job is, and I was like, fuck that. And that's not a knock to teachers, but it's just because I could not do it. I could not do what they do. and that's when I got into. That's when I started looking into other career opportunities. That's when I started to look into business, and I found something I actually would have a knack for once I'm actually in the field. But if I didn't have the way that year went, I don't know what I would be. I don't know what I would be
Oh,
doing.
dude, that's something I'm really excited for. I'm excited for after the way that school's been treating me for the past few years. I'm excited for a change in pace, which is I think that's why our generation's so excited to get ready and get out of college, or get to college,
Hell yeah.
and take their education into their own hands. Like I am so excited.
Well, it's not even. I mean, yeah, it is that, but I mean, obviously every class has had it differently. 2020 had
The
the end of
blunt
their
of it.
senior year snipped. 21 had their whole senior year snipped, and then we're having it the way we're having it. But I mean, it's so weird to think like freshman year. Like people always look back on freshman year in such a negative light. Freshman year was the best year of high school for me, as it
Uh,
stands right now.
I don't like high school. I just don't.
I'm over it. I've told my parents about that. I've told my extended family about that. I am over it. But like you gotta like think like freshman year from September to June, freshman year, 100% normal. Not a single ripple, nothing. Like everything was just clockwork. Everything went the way as it planned, not a single whisper of anything like the way it turned out. When sophomore year starts, again, not a single thing. Everything just runs the way it does. Just
Yeah.
the regular high school fucking happenings. And then you get into December, we hear about this thing. Oh, that's weird. Moving on. January, the year changes. Fucking Australia catches on fire. That's not good.
I remember.
Fucking Kobe Bryant dies in a helicopter accident. That's not good.
Yeah, it was like a traumatic thing every single month after the new year, just leading up to COVID.
February, people are starting to wonder about this fucking COVID thing, this coronavirus thing. They're like, what the fuck is that? Why is it getting close to the fucking 50 states? That's not good. March, it gets into my state. That's not good. We get into the second week of March, and uh-oh, we're getting a 2 week, spontaneous 2 week break. That's weird. Cool. Fucking gaming week. Gaming
One
month.
and a half years later. Oh shit.
We get,
I'm turning 17 next month.
yeah. I have, like, because I had, because my birthday's in March. So, I mean, I spent my 16th birthday inside, like, with just my main family. And my brother made me a sign on my door. And it's super weird because it's more or less of like a reminder. Because my brother had made a sign on my door for my 16th birthday. And then for my 17th birthday, I just had the same, because I never taken that sign down. And I just scratched a 7 over the 6. And for my 18th birthday, I'm just going to put an 8 over both of them. Just as a reminder of the progression of time. Because I never took that down just for whatever reason. And then it wasn't until a year later that I was able to scratch a 7 over that 6. And I'm like, it got me thinking, I'm like, holy shit. Like the last 364 days up until this point, I mean, who would have thought? Nobody.
I think
There is no crazy motherfucker out there could have foreseen this happening.
I think the real turning around point for us, like our group of humans personally, was when I had my birthday.
Yeah,
When I
that
had
was definitely
I had so my birthday is July 29th, and it's my second birthday. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll tell that story later. So we had all the friends, and I had some family over. I had all the guys. I had some like just some extended friends that I haven't seen in a very long time, and that was just the infrastructure for having the good rest of the summer because we made it work.
No, we 100% made it work. I was never, I mean, other than the obvious, I was not upset with how that summer went at all. I think it was awesome.
I thought it was fun. I mean,
I think,
my calves got ripped from how much we rode bikes, but
yeah, What can
It
you do?
was a
I
fun
rode
time.
my bike. I rode my bike that summer, literally.
Like every single day,
Yeah, probably 5 days out of the week, at least.
except the weekends.
Yeah.
That was a weird thing. We were literally out at like 5 days a week, and my mom was like, "How's it feel to be out of the house?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? How does it feel to be out of the house?" She's like, "I don't know." I'm just like, and she walked away, and I'm like, "Feels pretty good." It was. It wasn't even like. How am I gonna word this? It was a comforting feeling to have people to talk to. It was so weird because I went literally 4 months, more than that, probably like 6 months, just not talking to anybody. I was just
Yeah.
like, damn. This is
It
pretty
definitely
nice.
became very obvious how much
Social
my life,
interaction.
how much my life is spent around people. That when I didn't have people, I was like, oof.
Like realistically, if you had to put a number on it, Nate, how many hours a week do you think me and you hang out? Realistically.
Probably close to like 30 hours a week, I would
Somewhere
say.
close to that, or even around that number.
Yeah.
Maybe even less, maybe more, depending upon the week. But like, and then you're sitting inside and you're playing Overwatch. And you're just sitting there. It's like, cool, I got platinum. Cool. What am I
I
gonna
know.
do now?
Well, and another thing I didn't even think about until just now. I mean, that whole quarantine, COVID, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I wouldn't have gotten a PC because that whole thing was sparked from that. Because I was on a laptop from March to May or June playing fucking Risk on my laptop. My thighs are fucking burning every night because I'm on the damn thing for so long. And I remember my dad was talking, I forget what he said, but he was making like a joke about me buying like my own computer, and I was like, if you let me, I'll do it. And then that's what got us into thing. I feel like if that year, if 2020 was normal, I wouldn't have been able to get in that conversation to get a PC,
I would
which
have gotten one
get
regardless.
I might have. I honestly don't even know how much of that was influenced by the situation. I never even talked to my parents about that because I particularly don't really care. But like still, like because I got my computer in I think late May. It was before school, like
I got
quote
mine like a
unquote got
month
out.
after you got yours.
Yeah, I think I got mine like a very late May of 2020.
I got mine in like August.
Yeah. Yeah, you did get yours a lot later.
I remember it was really funny because so the way that it happened was so I kind of made my way into this like circle of trust of just friends. You know, the clique. I'm just gonna say just the clique. It was I became good friends with Maverick, and I still consider Maverick to be like my best friend, either Maverick or Diego. And so we're sitting there in English, and he goes, "Are you gonna be one of those kids who just doesn't do any work?" I'm like, "No, I'll do some work." Didn't do fucking. Me and him did nothing. And then it just sprouted. We played games on PlayStation. Then we all got PCs. I just think it's wild though that we all saved that money to get a PC.
Yeah, no. It was such a weird transition
Because we
because
all our
it
dream
was
has
over like it was literally over a span of like 5 or 6 years
because Diego got
that
his,
everyone
then it was
switched into
Maverick,
PCs.
then Brett, then Ian, then
Then Tyler.
then Tyler, then you, then me, then Gavin.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
God.
so wild though, because I remember we did used to talk about that on
We
PlayStation.
that was our
About us
dream of
being
when
on
we were little
PCs.
kids. When we were like 13, maybe 14, we always talked about starting a YouTube channel and just making videos and be like the stereotypical YouTube house, just living together, being bros. That was the dream. I remember that. That was awesome.
Yeah, and then we
And then
made
here we
a
are
YouTube
recording the
channel.
episode of the Hot Tub Podcast.
And then we made a YouTube channel that didn't take off
Hey,
over a
my
span of
video did great.
several months. Yeah.
That was funny. No. Have we ever explained to the people the origin of the Hot Tub Podcast?
No, but we'll save that for another episode.
Yeah, Oh, we should do that on Friday.
Yeah, we definitely should.
We should do that on Friday. Sneak peeks for episode on Friday. No, but it was a fun time. I think I enjoyed being on PlayStation a little bit more than I did being on PC. Like, it's obviously you can do a lot more things on PC, but the times were a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had a lot more things to play. Like, I feel like now, I mean, we talked about this in the first episode, about how there's just less and less games that I want to play.
I'm still waiting for that one game to blow me away. And not saying I
Yeah.
haven't put like 26 hours onto that Minecraft server, but that's a different story.
But that game also came out 12 years ago.
Yeah, but that new update, dude, it just hits different, I'm telling you.
I mean, like, what? Is there any new games coming out that are like, wow? I mean, I'm gonna get Forza. I want to get Forza Horizon 5 for Christmas. And I think I am gonna get a fucking steering wheel. Like, I just want to. It's just gonna be sick.
You get the steering wheel, I got the mic arm.
Yeah, I'll bring this up. I'll record an episode of the podcast on the steering wheel.
Fucking to start recording, you gotta do like a whole left degree turn.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like, what games are like a new Shovel Knight's coming out? I guess.
All the good anticipated games are coming out next year.
Next year's gonna be a good.
Next game has some
good year for
heavy
video
fucking
games.
hitters.
Yeah, next year's gonna be a good year for video games.
I think it's just because the morale for video games was at an all-time low due to COVID and stuff like that.
Everything was at an all-time low. What even is coming out? Hold on. Can I get a... Why is there no list? I usually can get a list.
Listen, come on, dude. The people are waiting.
Oh, here we go. Wait, is this actually a list or is this an article? Not November. Why the fuck is this 2021? The hot link literally said 2022. Oh, 2021 and 2022. Fucking die. Let's go now. It still doesn't even get me all the way. Hold on, what does it just say on the thing? Elden Ring, which
I've heard that's gonna be good.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about it, but people are very excited about it.
It's a new Dark Souls game.
Yeah. Pokemon Legends Arceus, that's gonna be a good game. New Dying Light looks good.
God of War.
Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Zero Dawn was good, but it was just fucking bland as shit. So hopefully,
I don't like games that aren't fleshed out. Like I feel like some of the Uncharted games weren't as fleshed out as they could be.
It was cool and the world is cool, but like as far as like the wildlife, which is like most of what that game is about like the fucking like robotic animals and shit. There was like maybe like 4 or 5 things, and like two of the 5 are like mini bosses that you could find occasionally.
Yeah.
But like as far as like mountables, there's only like 1 mount out of all of them, and a lot of it was open world based, so you'd think you'd have more mounts and shit. But hopefully they fix that. New Kirby game, new Bayonetta.
God of War.
Yeah, God of War Ragnarok's gonna be a
The
heavy
new
hitter.
Spider-Man game.
That too. I forgot that comes out next year.
Yep. What else? You have
Gotham Knights.
Yes. Arc 2.
I still have read nothing on that. What is even like going on with that?
I think it's just this way to not have. I think they're gonna beef up some stuff, so they're gonna like beef up the way they look, but it's just a new game. Like there's still gonna be all the old maps on it. They're just trying to find a way to make it run better, but also still trying to make money off of it.
Yeah, they definitely need that because Arc looks the same way it did in the beta. It looks maybe a bit better just because of time and updates and shit, but I mean, they could definitely use a good new code of
I
paint.
met somebody who goes to our school who has 10,000 hours on Arc.
I don't understand that. The game's pretty good, but it's not
That's
good.
like a year and some change. You realize that? Do you understand how many times you'd have to play a game per day for it to be a year and some change?
That all has to be from like AFKing stuff. It absolutely has to be. You're not you're not awake that long to fucking yellow play that. I
He
mean,
said he's played it since launch, and I'm like, it launched like 3 years ago, dude. No, probably like fucking 4. Like, I can understand if you like a game. Like, I think Minecraft is the best game that has ever came out ever. You can choose with that information you will, but I don't play it 24/7. Do I do a hefty amount of playing it? Yes. Do I have 10,000 hours on the game? No.
there is no game I would love enough to play it that much. Like never, never,
Like,
never.
how much stuff could you realistically put in a game to play for that long? I think the game that has the most stuff that I could play for the longest is probably GTA.
Yeah, maybe, but like
Because that
even
just
that.
that game's just fleshed out. That's why
Yeah,
people love it so much. And it's like there's different variants of it. You can play like GTA RP and stuff like that. That's funny.
yeah.
GTA RP is
There,
so funny.
there's a ton of stuff they put into that with obviously like the mods, like you said. I would love to do GTA RP, but there's a lot that goes into actually getting that put together that I don't even want to deal with it.
I've done it before
But
because I
what else?
remember GTA 5 is free on Epic Games.
Yeah,
It,
I got it in my library, but I haven't
it's
downloaded
free on
it.
Epic Games except you can't do mods on it. So I bought it on Steam for like $10.
What else comes out?
It's
Oh,
a
the
new
new Hogwarts Legacy
yeah.
comes out next
Doesn't
year.
Crash? Isn't there a new Crash Bandicoot coming out?
No, that came out last year, I think.
Really?
That game, yeah,
Damn.
it was kind of a sleeper from what I've heard, what I've seen.
Do you know what
Which
I really
sucked.
want? That they teased like 2 years ago that I was freaking the fuck out. Remember when they said the new Atari's coming out?
Yeah.
And I went berserk for like 12 days.
Mhm.
I was so excited. Dude, I'm gonna buy the fuck out of that when it comes out.
Oh, and the new Lego Star Wars.
That's not gonna be good.
It's literally it's just all of the Lego Star Wars
Nothing's
games.
gonna beat the original game. The OG.
Yeah, but it has the OG. It
Yeah, I
has
know, but
literally
the OG,
every
if
single
the
game.
OG doesn't run like shit, then it's not the OG, Nate. That's what you fail to realize.
Yeah, I mean it'll be cool though. I might get it, but I don't know.
Me and Maverick have the Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, played it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna peer pressure him to play that game later. It's funny.
The new Mario and Rabbids. That looks cool.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That game's underrated as hell. The
Mario
Mario
Rabbids?
Rabbids. Yeah, those. I remember I played that once. It's fun as hell. It's like really really fun.
What's that one game that you guys played that one day for like a week? It was like PvZ Garden Warfare.
Yeah, that game's a gem. Came out in like 2012. It's a third person class based shooter. Fucking absolute gem. Like perfect in every way. But nobody plays it anymore, so all the servers are dead. It's so sad.
Damn.
And
Alright.
all they made multiple sequels, but they're just such shit. It's so sad. I hate when developers do that. When they milk fucking when they milk like IPs to death.
Oh yeah,
Is what they
no.
do with that. And what other games have they done that to?
Uh, Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah. Well, no,
No,
because they only
Battlefront
made
1, sorry.
yeah.
Battlefront 1 died really quick.
Star Wars Battlefront was so fun.
The second one is really good.
The second one's solid.
The
The
second
first, I feel like the second one's better, but the first one had more charm. I don't know if that's just because I was
the
younger.
second one, the multiplayer's a lot better.
That's true. But I liked in the first one how there was like the star coins or whatever.
Yeah.
Like in order to like turn into one of the heroes, you had to get like the coin on the map. Or if you wanted
Yeah.
to like be like one of the ships, you had to find the coin. So it was like a lot more special than just getting enough points and just getting a ship or something.
Yeah.
It was fun.
We played a lot of that game too. More than I thought we
Oh
would.
yeah, we played the hell out of that game.
Alright. Well, it's been just about 40 minutes now. We're going to wrap up this episode here so we can do a longer-ish one on Friday, because that's going to be the height of the episode 5. Damn. It's gonna be like 2 weeks or like 5 weeks from now. It's gonna be 10. You realize that? It's gonna be hype.
Yeah, we're gonna have a big
It's
old
gonna
catalog.
It's gonna be awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate it. I didn't say this before, but you guys should subscribe because subscribing is fun. And like and do all that fun stuff. So yeah, we'll see you on Friday. Bye.